dear guests, dear distinguished experts from academia and industry, dear supporters of the DWIH New York, as director of the German Center for Research and Innovation DWIH New York, as well as of the DAAD Regional Office New York, it is my pleasure to welcome all of you to this year's Future Forum on Health Tech Diplomacy. It is a true honor to be with all of you here today at the Broad Institute of MIT and Harvard. The Broad Institute is a place synonymous with innovation, translation, and interdisciplinary biomedical research. I would like to warmly thank our hosts here at Broad Institute, including our keynote speaker, Stacey Gabriel. Thank you very much for having us, and we look forward to learning a bit more about the activities at Broad from you during your keynote, Stacey. It is no coincidence that we chose Cambridge as the location for this year's Future Forum. The greater Boston area is not just a hub of academic excellence. I think it's fair to say that there's some very smart people who live in this area. It is also somewhat of its own innovation ecosystem, from foundational research to biotech startups to clinical implementation and policy leaderships. Institutions like the Broad Institute, MIT, and Harvard sit side by side with hundreds of health tech startup companies and established pharma giants. In many ways, Boston mirrors, or the greater Boston area mirrors, what the German Center for Research and Innovation Worldwide stands for, a place where cross-sector collaboration, international partnerships, and science diplomacy thrive. Founded in 2008 and supported by the German Federal Foreign Office, the German Centers for Research and Innovation have been an important instrument of Germany's science diplomacy. At 6 locations worldwide, the DWIH bring together stakeholders from science, industry, and policy across various areas of expertise. Our mission is to consult, to provide knowledge, to help form networks across borders, and to act as a showcase for innovation made in and innovation made with Germany. One of our goals is to foster and strengthen the long-lasting connections within the transatlantic science and research community between Germany and the United States, maybe now more than ever before. This is our 7th annual forum, our flagship event, held at varying locations along the East Coast. Every year we zoom in on a different concrete aspect of cutting-edge science and innovation. The Future Forum's topics coincide with the annual topics of the German Centers for Research and Innovation Worldwide. So as we convene here in beautiful Cambridge at the Broad Institute, similar activities are taking place around the world on the overall topic of global health, which is this year's annual topic, in Sao Paulo, New Delhi, Tokyo, and at our sister center in San Francisco. Global health is an area that demands our collective scientific efforts and diplomatic resolve. This year's Future Forum, Health Tech Diplomacy, speaks to the urgent need for collaborative systems, where scientific innovation is not only developed, but equitably deployed, responsibly governed, and ethically guided. We could not have found a better partner than the Broad Institute to explore these topics. This afternoon's gathering was preceded by 2 expert-only workshops here at Broad, one exploring risk-taking and decision-making in health and life science transfer, and one on the innovation lifecycle from lab discovery to international impact. Culminating in this public keynote and discussion, we aim to trigger conversations, help foster networks, and amplify cross-sector conversations with partners in the United States and in Germany. Both parts are deeply practical, grounded in the work of bringing science to life. The breadth and caliber of today's expert group gathered here today, from science, from academia, from policy, and from research-based economy, or what we call forschende Wirtschaft in German, is truly impressive. And I would like to thank all of you for sharing your insights and helping keep conversations on German-American research and partnerships alive. More than anything else, science diplomacy needs people. 2 short examples to illustrate this point. In 2020, the transatlantic handshake between a mid-sized German biotech company from the beautiful city of Mainz and a US pharmaceutical powerhouse led to what would become the first authorized COVID vaccine, BioNTech Pfizer. Science laid the groundwork, but it was also trust and joint risk-taking between global health partners in the United States and Germany that made the vaccine possible. As Pfizer's head of vaccine research and development later said in an interview, if you bring critical science together, talented team members together, government, academia, industry, public health officials, you can achieve what was previously the unachievable. Cambridge also happens to be the birthplace of the organization spearheading the DWIH Worldwide Network, the German Academic Exchange Service, or DAAD. We love our German acronyms. In the 1920s, a student from Heidelberg, and I know there's also many people from Heidelberg present today, by the name of Karl Friedrich, took the long and back then very arduous journey across the Atlantic to continue his studies just around the corner here at Harvard University. He quickly realized that the experiences he was gaining and the personal, individual, and lasting networks that he had formed here were somewhat invaluable. He decided that more students and researchers should benefit from the experience he had made here in Harvard. The organization he helped found in 1925 became the DAAD, the German Academic Exchange Service. 1 century later, it is now the world's largest organization for academic exchange and collaboration, funding more than 140,000 people every year. That means 140,000 alumni every year who act as bridge builders in politics, in science, in academia, in culture. This too is science diplomacy. In closing, I would like to give a big thank you to our speakers, participants, and organizers for bringing this impressive gathering to life. I would like to thank the German Consulate and the German Embassy who are here today. And I would also like to very warmly thank my team from DWIH New York, Jan Lüdert, Saskia Ibram. Maybe stand up. My team can stand up, please. So Jan Lüdert, Saskia Ibram, Nick Reinhardt, and Julia Helmes, who is actually celebrating her birthday today. So we hope that many of you will join us in congratulating Julia on her birthday at the reception that will follow this event.